Just bear with me, hopefully just a few minutes. So lab examples, I can say new class determine, or maybe calculate. Calculate may be better. Calculate absolute value and main method. And scanner. Okay, so now system.out print line. Enter an integer. Integer I is input dot next int. So now we can calculate the value, right? So now we can say if I is, again, there are two ways for you to do this. You can say if I is larger than or equal to 0. That means we can say system.out.println. You can say I has, so I can show you something that's interesting here. Let me show you the longer version. I think there'll be something interesting to show. You can say I has, I plus has absolute value plus just I, right? Otherwise, system.out.println I plus has absolute value plus, so here will be -1 times I, right? Change the sign. Okay. One thing I would like to show you, that's something you can also try. Well, it's up to your experience, so you can simplify the code a little bit. Let's have a look at the two printout statements. There are lots of overlap over there, right? Because both of them would say I has absolute value, except for the multiply by -1 part. They share many parts in common. I'll show you how to factor out the common part. It's possible. Okay? You can see that the only difference between these two print statements is about either to multiply -1 or not to multiply -1. That's the only difference. Okay? So what I would like to do is this. What I can do is, let me declare another variable here. I can say integer absolute value, like that. Okay? And then I'm going to just cut this part here. Okay, I'm going to reuse it later. And absolute value is assigned to I. And then otherwise, absolute value is assigned to -1 times I. So by the way, what you can put inside each branch is not only just print statement. You can put many things there. Okay, so we'll do another bigger exercise after this. So now I'll put it back. I has absolute value here. Absolute value. This one a little bit better because we don't have to repeat the print statement for twice, right? Just once. You can see the only thing that we depend on is about the absolute value. And the calculation of the absolute value has been handled by the if then else over there. And that's just something you want to get used to and then try to use that in your assignments, right? Let's try this to make sure it works. Launch the program. Why don't we try 8? 8 has absolute value 8. I agree. What about -10? 10? Good. -10 has absolute value 10. Okay, any question up to now, please? Okay, I'm going to make the code available so you can, again, watch the recording or to reuse the source code. That's fine. Okay, let's do a slightly more complicated program here. Okay, and we're going to do it together. And this might run until maybe only about 5 or 10 minutes before the end. Let me show you something if in case I run out of time. I forgot to bring the printouts for the exercise today, but I'll show you where you can get them. Okay. So if you go to the course website, and if you go there, 114. You'll see that under lab materials, you will see that for today, instructions are already there. Okay, so if you go to instructions there, so what I want you to try are the 2 problems over there back home. And then if you got any trouble, please go to the TA. These will prepare you well for the assignments. Okay, but I'm going to release the assignment tomorrow, so you better do it as soon as possible. Start with problem number 2. That one's interesting. It's about calculating BMI of a person. Okay, but we're going to do something very similar right now. So after this exercise I'm going to do with you together, you should be able to do it. And problem number 1 is more about using breakpoints and debugger just to get comfortable with the if statements. Okay, so I'll leave the problem to you after today. Okay, the instructions are already on the web. Okay, you can come to my office hour to go over with me your solution later. Okay, let's go back. So let's try to solve a problem over here. So let's say this is what we want to do. Let's say we want to calculate, let's say the user is going to buy movie tickets. First of all, they're going to say how many tickets they would like to buy. And then we're going to ask them, which year were you born? For example, if they say, I was born 2015, which means they're only 2 years old. In this case, we have some discount price for children under age 10. Basically, wow, let me give you the scene. Okay? It's kind of unrealistic, but just for the sake of doing some exercise here. So we have, this is the table, okay? So this is about age range. This is about the discount rate. Let's say if a person is older than 60, then they get 30% off. If a person is in between 10 and 20, notice that it's actually 10, it's actually not equal here, right? So it's starting from 11 until 19. Okay? In that case, they get 20% off. And finally, if a person is younger than 10, including 10, they got 50% off. Just half price. Something like that. So somehow, based on what people tell you about which year they were born, calculate their age, and then figure out which section they belong to. It might be that, let's say, if a person is 30 years old, in this case, no discount, of course, according to the table, right? Okay. So let's just make an assumption that, so the ticket price, simply just make it, what about 20 bucks? Okay, make it simple, 20 bucks. And the user might say, I want to buy 2 tickets. 2 tickets will be 40, and then if the user is, let's say, 2 years old, in that case, they will get 50% off, right? So it's times that. So that will be this much they have to pay. Okay, something like that. Okay, get the idea. Let's see some example run first, and then we'll do the program together. Okay, so here, let's say, which year were you born? Okay, let's say the person says, what about 1990, for example? Okay, and then you will ask, how many tickets would you like to buy? This is how many tickets you want to buy. In this case, if they say, for example, 10 tickets, and then your program is going to do some calculation here, because we know 2017, so the person is 27 years old. In this case, they have no discount. Too bad. Right? In that case, that'll be 10 times 20, that'll be 200 bucks. Okay? You have to pay 100 dollars. Oh, 200. Okay. Okay, let's try this together. So now so under lab examples, can we just create another class? New, and then class. Let's call that calculate ticket price. Okay, and then can we select the main method here? Okay, and say finish. And you can see that for now it's simple because the only kind of input we're going to get will be just integers. Right? Let's not worry about if somehow the user enter maybe some negative number for their birth year or negative number for tickets. We handle that in a bit. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. So let's just assume they will give us the good numbers. Okay? And then we'll see how to extend that. So now let's declare scanner. Scanner input is assigned to new scanner system.in. Okay, that's standard. And now let's put a prompt. Which year were you born over here? So you can do system.out.println. Which year were you born? Okay, so now integer. So now, because you're going to read some integer from the user, so I would suggest give some informative name. You can say year of birth. Okay. Year of birth. Or you can say birth year, so whichever you prefer. It's assigned to input.next int. Okay? And since we know which year the user was born already, so why don't we calculate the age right away? Okay? And we can use it later. So now you can say integer age is assigned to, because we know the current year is 2017, we can assume that's the case, right? Minus year of birth. Just that. That'll be the age. Okay? And then the program is going to ask how many tickets would you like to buy? Let's put that prompt. Okay, maybe okay, let's put another prompt here. You can say system.out.println. How many tickets? Okay, let's read the input from the user. Okay, you can say it goes sequentially, it goes in sequence. You can say integer number of tickets. Okay, tickets wouldn't be a very good name because you want to say the number of tickets might be better. Okay. It's assigned to input.next int. Okay, and now we want to somehow decide what kind of discount we can apply to the person, right? Depending on which age group they fall into. Okay. So now let me just do the simple version for you. The simplest version I can think of. You can study that and see if you can learn that. So it's a little bit similar to what we did for the previous exercise. So now let me just declare a new variable here. Just double discount rate. Okay. Let me just say it's 0 to begin with. Discount rate. Okay. So now we can say that if the age is larger than or equal to 60, then the discount rate should be, you can say, well, it depends on how you want to calculate it, right? Because if that's 30% off, that means whatever price we have is going to multiply by 47, right? So let's say discount rate means that. Okay, we can say if the age is larger than or equal to 60. In this case, we can say discount rate. Oh, by the way, since we declared that variable here, so if you say D control space, in Eclipse, it will show you what to complete, right? That's very convenient. Discount rate is assigned to, in that case, 0.7. 0.7. Okay, so now, so you can think of, since we talk about the same table, so we can use a single if statements. Okay, that's better. Now, else if the age is, let me handle this as well, and then I'll talk about this. This one needs something that I'll talk about on Tuesday or Thursday, but it's good to show you that because you will need that for the assignments. If age is less than or equal to 10, the discount rate would be half price, so 0.5. Else if, so now how do we specify this? We want to say age is in between 10 and 20, right? So now this is how you see it. So 10 less than age less than 20. Okay. If you think about it in a number line, it's something like this. If this is 10, this is 20. We're saying that somehow the number must be larger than 10 for sure, and it must be smaller than 20 as well. So that's kind of the intersection we want to get, right? So you can think of this. We are trying to do two Boolean expressions here. We're going to say 10 less than age. So this is one Boolean expression. We do another one. Age is less than 20. But we want to say both must be true at the same time. We want to say this and this, which I'm going to teach you maybe on Tuesday or Thursday. Okay? To do this in Java, to say this must be true and this must be true, you have to use ampersand and ampersand. Okay? That's a new syntax for you. Okay? That's something called a logical operation, which I will show you on Tuesday or Thursday. Okay, else if we can say 10 less than age and age less than 20. Okay. So these are two conditions we're using. We put them together using ampersand, ampersand. That means and. So both must be true at the same time. If you get only one of them, that's not good. So when you go to the BMI example that I put on the instruction for the lab, you will see that we got a similar table. And the table, whenever you want to specify a range like this, you want to use this. Okay, that's why I'm showing you this example. Okay, so now in that case, discount rate will be equal to 0.8. So now we can say else, which means if the person somehow does not fall into any of the groups, no discount. So it should be just the original price. Discount rate should be just 1, right? No discount. And don't forget a semicolon here. Discount rate is assigned to just 1. Okay, you can see it's quite a complete description of what the age group you might run into. Make sure every possible age you might have as an input has a discount rate. Okay. So now after this, we can now calculate. So now we can double price is assigned to. Now, because somehow the user told us already that's the number of tickets they would like to buy, right? So we're going to use that variable there. And we know that as we assume, each ticket price is going to be 20, right? So we say the price would be 20 times the number of tickets, and then multiply by the discount rate. And now this discount rate here depends on which age group the user falls into, right? It can be 1, it can be 0.7, it can be 0.8, or it can be 0.5, right? Depends. So there are 4 possibilities here. Finally, we can print out this message here. we can say system.out.println. You can say you have to pay. Okay, you can say dollars. Okay, that's it. Okay, any questions about this example here? Yes. Table. Oh, we mean the vertical bar, right? Okay, it's a little bit like a preview. Okay, so there's a huge difference between if you say ampersand, ampersand. Let's just learn the English definition. Okay, I will give you the precise mathematical definition on Tuesday or Thursday. Okay, so this means and. If you have this, maybe that's what you meant, right? That is something called or. So whenever you put some Boolean condition and another Boolean condition, that means both conditions must be true at the same time. If you say some Boolean condition or some Boolean condition, that means either one of them will be true. But I would say a little bit too complicated for you right now. I would say stick to this. Okay, why don't we try to run this quickly? Okay, there's a program, so it's not really complicated, but I think it kind of nicely shows many features here. Let's try this. Let's say, what about 19, I don't know, year 2000? So if that's year 2000, that'll be 17 years old, right? So that'll be in this age group with 20% off. Okay. Year 2000 here. How many tickets? Let's say just one. If one ticket with 20% off, that should be 0.8 times 20, 16. Right? That's something we should see. Okay, you have to pay $16. Okay, that's kind of how the program works. So I would say try to study this program very carefully. You can apply that to the exercises. Yes. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. We simply assume for now the age is simply just positive. Yeah. Because you see, the way we calculate the age is by asking which year they were born. So now we assume they will simply give some year, which wouldn't cause any negative age. That's a good question. Why don't we try to make the program look better and handle this? I'll show you. Okay. So that's version 1 for now. Okay. So let's do a version 2. And after version 2, I think we are done for today. Okay. Okay, can we just go back to Package Explorer here, and let's create another program. New, and then class. So now calculate tickets price 2. No, version 2. We want to do a little bit of error handling. And we say finish. Okay, so now can we just go back to version 1 over here, right? Can we just copy everything inside the main method so I can reuse it, okay? Then can we just copy all the way to here? You can see from line number 1 of the main method until the last line, okay? And let's edit and copy. And let's go to version 2, which we just created. Edit and paste. Okay, now let's think about, we want to do some small extension to the program. Let's say this is what we want to do. As Sean just mentioned, what if age is negative? how can age be negative? If the user says they were born 2020, right? That'll be -3. We don't want to allow that. Although mathematically can still calculate, but that doesn't make sense, right? So now, how do we do that? So now, somehow we want to say, let's say we want to change the program this way. After reading this number here, we want to say, no, you actually give me a negative age. So I'm not going to accept that. So you should really give me a good age, right? A good year. Okay? So now let's say, let's keep this for now. I'm going to give you, let's try the simpler version here. Okay? So let's say we still have the, yeah, whatever. Okay. Let me show you another console line. So if you say, which year were you born? Okay, so let's say somehow they say 2020. And then you ask them how many tickets. Let me do the simpler extension for you. I'll do 2 extensions for you, so you can study both. So here, we check that. So after reading 2 input values, we know that this is not good because that's strictly large. Let's say a person has to be at least 1 year old, right? So now, because this number is actually larger than 2017, so that's not good. Okay? So we're gonna say invalid age. Invalid birth year. Okay? And we wouldn't do any calculation. Let's say. Now let's see how we can do that. So now you can see that 2017 minus year of birth is going to be the age. If the age happens to be negative, we can print out that error. Otherwise, we're going to do the calculation. Okay. So now where should we do that? Let's see this. Let's see. So this is when we actually calculate the discount rate, right? And this is when we calculate the price. Okay. So what I want you to know is, over here, this block of code should only be executed if the age is somehow valid. If the age is not valid or negative, then we should not even go to this range. Okay. So now I'm going to show you this. We can say here, if the age is less than 0, which means it is negative, we're going to give some error. System.out.println error invalid birth year. Otherwise, let me make some comments first. Age is positive, we can do calculation. Okay, let's type this first, and I'll show you something that you have to do cut and paste. In some way, it doesn't really matter. So because we're gonna ask them anyway, right? Okay, so far so good. So now this is the thing. If the age, how about this? If less than equal to 0, that might be better because age 0 also wouldn't make sense. At least 1 year old. So now, if age is less than or equal to 0, we're going to print out the error. Otherwise, we'll do whatever we did before. Now, how do we do that? Remember what I said before. Under the branch, you can put any code you like. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Can we simply just select from here, double discount rate equal to 0, up to the end until we say you have to pay. Okay, select this block here. Okay, let's do edit and cut. It's gone temporarily. Can we just go into the else branch over here and paste? Edit and paste. So now you can see that here. So now this is the outline. Overall, we have an if and else statement. If the age is less than or equal to 0, that's an error. We don't do anything. Don't do any calculation. Otherwise, if age is strictly larger than 0, we will try to calculate the discount rate and also the price, and also print out the statement. Is that clear to everybody? Yes.
Maybe it's irrelevant, but since eclipse goes from top to bottom.
Top to bottom, yes.
After you ask for
number of tickets, yeah.
You just put if age is greater or equal to 0, you print out the ticket price. The system not print, but if it's not, you print out the.
So in the case where age is not is actually negative, then you wouldn't do any calculation, right? You will simply just say invalid birth year. That's what you would do. Yeah. Okay, let me just try the output first. Yeah. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's say if we do, let's say 2020, 1 tickets, there was an error, invalid year. Okay, so somehow by extending the program a little bit, so we can now do some error handling. So that's something you will practice in the assignment. Okay? Yes? What if you put the negative ticket in? That's a good question. What would you do? So now we can extend the program further to say if the number is negative, we don't do the calculation either. Should we try? Why don't we try? Okay. Okay, let's keep this version here because having another extension will make the code a little bit more complicated. So we can have different versions. Okay, that's price number 2. Okay, let's do this one and then we're done. So that's price number 2. And then can we create another class? New, and then class. Calculate ticket price number 3, version 3. Okay, and then with the main method here, and say finish. Okay, so now let's go back to version 2. Can we again copy everything? Let me just Control A, Control I. Okay. Can we just copy everything from scanner down to the end, where you say you have to pay this much? Okay, can we just copy that? Edit and copy. And then go to calculate ticket price number 3. And then we're going to say edit and paste. Okay, the same version here, but now we want to do one more extension to say if somehow they put some negative number, we don't want to allow it. Okay? Let's say if they put, for example, let's say somehow the year was okay, 2015, but they put -5. You can say invalid ticket number. Right? That's something to do. Let's see how we can do that. The idea is simple. Let me sketch the idea. Then how to do copy and paste is very easy. The idea is this. We already read 2 numbers from the user, the age and the ticket number. So we got age and we got the number of tickets. I'll say number of tickets. So these are the 2 integers we want to make sure they are not negative, right? What we said before was if the age was less than or equal to 0, then we print some error here. Otherwise, we try to calculate, right? That's what we did before in version 2. In version 3, we're just going to add another level of complexity. And how do we do it? Let's see. So here, so if we can reach this else, so that means the age is larger than 0. So age is okay. We check age first. So now we can say if, so under the else part, if the number of tickets is less than 0. Let's say if they want to buy 0 ticket, that's okay. In that case, you will print out some other error. Otherwise, so now you can do calculation. You can see that's the extra thing we added, right? So now we are saying that, let's try to check this. So first of all, we check to see if age is less than or equal to 0. If it is, we're going to print some error, and we're done, because it's a single if statement here, if and else. If the age is okay, so we'll go to the else part, because age is larger than 0. So now we have another if statement here. So this if statement here is part of the else. So this if statement here is so-called the body of the else part. I'll talk more on Tuesday. So there's something called nested. Nested if statement. Okay, so now for this particular one here, we're going to check to see if the number of tickets is negative or not. If it is negative, then we print more error. Otherwise, we can calculate. So if we can reach this else part, what does that mean? That means not only that age is larger than 0, but also the number of tickets is actually larger than or equal to 0. These conditions here. I'll talk more maybe on Tuesday. Let's do it, and then we're done. So now let's see here. So now we're gonna, so under this else part here, so this simply means the age is larger than 0. So now we'll say if the number of tickets is less than 0. In that case, we'll print out some error. So let's copy this line here. You can say error invalid number of tickets. Otherwise, like that. Otherwise, we can say the age is larger than 0, and we know that the number of tickets is also larger than or equal to 0. Okay, we know that these are both okay. So now we got to do some cut and paste. Can we just select this part here where we do the discount rate and the printout statement here? We just cut this part here. Edit and cut. And go to the else part, edit and paste. So that's exactly the layout I mentioned on the board. So this one is more simplified. Hopefully this is more understandable. Let's try. Let's say 2015. And then how many tickets? -5. Yep, there's an invalid number of tickets. Okay, so today we actually have done quite a lot for if and else. We are going way beyond what we talked today, I know, about the selections. I think that's not too bad. I think try to study the example. We'll go to revisit them maybe on Tuesday and Thursday. More theory and more whiteboard explanation. And then I'll release assignment 2 tomorrow evening, so you can start working on that. Okay, I'm going to make the recordings and source code available to you tonight as well. Okay, have a good weekend. I'll see you next Tuesday.